All right, we're just getting started here, getting the stream all hooked up. I am now live. Awesome. Everything looks good over here. Memory is good. CPU load good. All right. So I can minimize you. No, actually, I should keep that open. I'll get rid of you, though. And hello, everybody who's already here. We're just getting set up and getting ready to get started. How's everyone doing today? Okay, that good. Put this up here. All right, I'll give it a few more minutes so people get in. Anyone can give me feedback on if connection is good or anything like that. Be much appreciated, or in the live chat. I'll keep this down here. All right, let's get, I'm just gonna get right into starting here, and then we'll chat as people show up. So to start off, we are working on ES6 today. Same code base as the last one earlier this week. However, we are going to be refactoring. There was some issues with the use strict keyword. I did a little bit of work on my own, adding the use strict word to every single challenge, but then I realized that that caused errors, and it caused a bunch of linting errors. So we're going to go back through and fix it up, and all the meanwhile changing some of the tests so they're a little bit easier to understand. I'm going to start off by just kind of going through all the JSON, and then once we're done with that, because it's a little bit of a faster process if I work directly on the JSON, conversing to just jumping back and forth. So I'll do all the JSON first, and then once I get that all set, once I get all that running, we'll just do a live Q&A as we work through all of the stuff. All right, so got some people in the chat. Oh, hi Jesse, great. Glad to hear it. Coding and caffeine, my favorite. Remember the last time I actually got up and got a cup of coffee, but I've already had my cup this morning, so I'm good to go. Awesome. I'm glad to know it's all working well. All right, so let's get right into the coding here. Where are we at? So the last challenge I did was the destructuring assignment to assign variables from objects. So we made this this challenge into a function, just get length, passing it a string, and then we have the function scoped use strict definition. From there we have the change code below, change code above. And what's cool about this challenge is that we want the user to return len as the variable rather than just like the keyword length, because I like to reserve that. So the solution here would be, you would do const length is len equals str, which is the string up here, and this uses the object destructuring because string is an object technically, and they have properties like length. Hello, glad you can join us. And so this is a great way of testing this, where we're like, yeah, we have a length variable here, but we actually want you to return len. So that's kind of a hint for people to going through this challenge. Some of the testing features, we're still able to test. So this is an interesting one. So the type of length is number is no longer a valid test because the variable length is no longer like global scoped. It's function scoped. So what we can do though is we can type of the return value of get length, and then we can just pass it a blank string, because that will technically return 0. Sergio asks, is the ES6 challenges now live? So a version of them are, but they are very, like there may be a lot of things wrong with them, and that's why we're here today. We're going to refactor everything, and then we're going to all go back through it and do some live challenge completion, and just do some live bug testing. I've already done the first 13 challenges last night, and so we're going to try to get through the rest of them right now. So this will say, let's change this message to say the function get length returns a number, and then we're going to test if the string returns the correct value, and then we're going to expect the user to have used the length as to len assignment. Great. And moving straight on to the next one. And like I said, we're going to go through everything, and then we'll go back through and actually test this all live. Cool. So destructuring assignment to assign variables from nested objects. Okay, I do remember this one. So let's go ahead and let's think about how we can function scope this. I believe we could probably do something as simple as function get max of tmrw, and then we can't do that, and then we'll go ahead and do a new line, grab the use strict from there, base it, put that in there, and then we'll go ahead and grab all this chunk of code, put that in there, and I want to return, we should be returning max of tomorrow. So, and you need to use destructuring. Idris asks, how about using Mocha and Chai? So yes, we could totally, like, this actually uses an assertion library very similar to that of a generic JavaScript testing framework. In fact, I would love to be using Mocha or Chai, or Tap or Tape or Intern, all of them. However, because all of these challenges are indexed in version control and are able to be deployed anywhere, and they wanted to do it in a way that's like very quick to deploy, it's all wrapped in JSON, so we can't exactly write full test.js scripts, which is where Mocha and Chai would be great. I imagine you could refactor the freeCodeCamp project to do that, but I feel like it would be slightly more complicated, and it would be harder to drop into multiple instances and get running. But a lot of the principles of Mocha and Chai is implemented here with the assertion library, just very basic, assert this statement, and then here's your message to display out to the user. So we should be able to pass an object into here. So we'll pass forecast, but this is not, so this is just an argument forecast. So they'll be able to use that. We should say, how do we call this one? Local forecast. And then we'll pass get max of tomorrow local forecast, And now that function should be returning the valid value. So the solution would be the destructuring here, where we would want to use like the tomorrow and then the sub nesting of max, and then assign that to the word max of tomorrow. You know, obviously users could like break this pretty easily and just, you know, return whatever they want to. But this test right here, this assertion, should block that, because they need to use destructuring. And now this one, we need to actually test get max of tomorrow local forecast. Cool. All right, moving straight on through. Use destructuring assignment to assign variables from arrays. This is a fun one. This is when you swap A and B. I really like this one. So how can we do this properly with use strict? So because we're reassigning, we could probably keep that declaration up there, and then we'll go ahead and we'll write this guy, and then that one's now nested in there. This one should be nested in there, and then we'll put on the afterburner. There we go. That closes it off, and we can snag this guy, throw that in there, and then yes, so the user should be editing their code right in here, which will swap the values A and B using, you know, the A comma B equals B comma A, and that should actually keep the global scoped A and B's, because you don't need to reassign it, and then this should all work fine. Cool. Let's see what we have to do. We have to change any tests? I don't believe so, because those remain on the same level. Mocha chai, yeah, those are coffee types, but no, they're also testing libraries. Use destructuring assignment with the rest operator to reassign array elements. Similar to the last one, we should be able to then declare let array out here, and then do a go ahead and write one of these. Snag the use. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. There we go. Nope, wrong line. There we go. Put that in there. Put that there. There. Array now goes down to here. So this is invalid currently. And then go ahead and write that line. Because they should change this. Yeah, I think this is fine. And then that should be good. That's a good destructuring assignment, and we're testing for the. There we go. Not array.slice. What is that? See, this is an issue because if they use array.slice, they're actually going to have stuff between here. So we should only be testing for the array.slice, because then, of course, they'd have to wrap it. Let's see. Do we have videos on how to actually use JS unit testing frameworks while making an NPM module? I don't know if freeCodeCamp has one, but I could definitely do one. I love writing tests. It's a very important thing. In fact, a lot of my contributions to Node.js and React are all via testing in the implementation. Yeah, I actually been working on some like deployments of like pretty like complex Node.js apps, and I've been finding the Travis CI platform as well as code coverage really useful, and making those set up. So maybe I'll do something along those lines in the future when I'm working on a side project and not freeCodeCamp. All right, let's go on to the next one. Use destructuring assignment to pass an object as a function's parameters. Okay, so this one uses, we're basically just destructuring inside the function declaration itself. Okay. So this uses a very like simplified. So we're gonna expand this this arrow function out a little bit. In fact, I'm just gonna rewrite it because it's a little bit nicer. Const, what does it say? Half equals, and then we're gonna want to write return stats.max plus stats.min divided by 2.0, and then we want to do close off that, and this is going to have the stats variable in it, and then we're going to say, sorry, grab that, paste it there. We can then use function argument destructuring. We're not even going to keep it, or we can put that here. Get rid of this line, and then I'd like to do we'll do a do not change this line. Okay, almost there. And now stats should still be valid because it's hoist, because it's global scoped, and half stats should be very valid. Great. Bohemian City asks, which program am I writing? I am currently writing the ES6 challenges for the upcoming beta, freeCodeCamp beta. iDress, yes. Travis CI is awesome. How it works is it basically watches your pull requests as well as branches, and when you push code to a pull request, it'll automatically run a test suite. It'll automatically run whatever test you have written for your application, and then if it passes, it'll return like a green light, and if it fails, it'll return a red light. And you can get GitHub add-ons to like track those testings. In fact, I think we have that on the freeCodeCamp platform. You'll see at the very bottom of a pull request, it'll have like the Travis CI symbol, and it's running, it's trying to build, and if it fails, it tells you that. That way you don't merge anything that would potentially crash the site. That's pretty easy to set up. Something that's fun that I've been working on is using Heroku, which is like a web server hosting kind of platform. And I've been working on making like Node.js deploys that start off on staging in Heroku, pass the Travis CI test, and then auto deploy themselves so that you can see the application you just wrote. And if you're happy with what it looks like in staging, all you have to do is click a button, and it pushes it to production, and then you have like your production update, and then all you have to do is just keep pushing code in GitHub to the staging branch, and then it does this really nice loop. I'd be happy to go into that in another video, but for today, we're working on this. We are making moves because we want to get this curriculum up and running for you guys as soon as possible. So let's check our stuff real quick. Type of stats is remains an object. Good. The assert that the value returns that. Great. And get user input, assert matches using the destructuring. Good. All right, create strings using template literals. I think we're just going to have to use another function scope. So we'll say function make list, and we're going to say array. And I'll go down here and add the closing line. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So we're actually going to want to, and then just do return result display array. make list should return. I think we go like do that. And, you know, make people know that they're actually making a list here of things. Oh no. Making a list of JSX elements. Tutorial on Travis CI in the future. Video tutorial on Travis CI will come. I can that'll be a lot of fun to film. I'll do that not as a live stream though. I'll make sure to do that as a oh, how's it? Also, my name pronunciation is E-I-D-D Rees. Idris. I'm really bad at phonics, so I probably not saying it right still, but Idris. Idris? Okay. I'll see how that goes. Okay, put that one there. This should be fine now. All right, and we want to say type of. We're going to test for make list. Is an object and has a length of 3. And then result display array, we don't get that. So instead, let's do this. So I actually have the solution to this problem in the test code. So yay. All right, cool. I did get it right. Idris. Cool. Nice to meet you. All right, let's see one more time. And now we're going to we're verifying that the user has this, because this is like, we're literally saying we want this. So this code right here is doing that, just that. Oh. This needs to be replaced with a word. All right, we'll see how that goes. Well, yeah, chatting and coding. I'm just doing a lot of refactoring. I've been looking at this code for many hours, so I'm a lot more familiarized with it. Cool, this one should be easy. We can probably just pop this in here and be done with it. In fact, we can take this and put it in here. And then place that one above. And we should be good to go with this one. Let's think. Oh yes, we have our little shallow equals. There's supposedly an assert.deep equals method in here, but I don't know how to use it. I don't want to try to rely on that, so I'm just gonna keep what I wrote. Dependencies are never fun, because if something is not working, then it all breaks for you. And then good. I'm asking for them to remove the colon, which is expected. Awesome. Coding is actually fun. Coding is a lot of fun. All right, let's see. All right, so let's snag this use strict variable. And we're just gonna slap that in. Oh. Crap, that's what I not wanted to do. Put that. Come on. There we go. Cool. That should be okay. I don't see anything else to do with this one. Okay, we're getting through these, and then we'll do some live QA. Woohoo! This is a larger one. So we want them to make the class vegetable. Ooh. But we also want to implement use strict. This one looks like we're just gonna have to I don't like this. Could we, how would this work? If I did like let C, oh nope, this is the wrong one, node. Now we do let C, and then can we then assign a class to C within a function? Let's see. Class C constructor x this dot y equals x. Uh-oh, something didn't work. I mean, can I just reassign C? Is that a thing? Has already been declared. Yeah, can't do that. Although I can't see anything clear except the color green. Is it grainy or is it... Yeah, I know that the syntax lighting here isn't really great. It's because it's on all JSON. So I wish it would be better, but right now I'm writing some code down here. I can actually move... I'll move the face cam thing so that you guys can see the code I'm writing. I'll stick this up here. Cool. So you guys can see I'm trying to see how they can declare a variable and then assign it to a class. Malicious hex. My monitor freeze or just me? I haven't frozen yet. Sorry about that. Before I was writing code where you guys might not have been able to see, so you might have thought I was frozen, but I was just writing off screen. But so let's see. Keep me updated though if things are still causing errors. Let's see what we can do here. Can I say class A? What does A do? A is a function, but then see, this isn't great. This doesn't work. I don't like this. Because I can't run any of these tests. Could return a class. Can you return a class? Type of yeah, I guess it does. Let's work on this a little bit more. So let's do function X, and it's going to return class Y. Steven, what does my computer setup look like? We never get to look at monitor, system, setup, etc. Great question. I could actually, I'll actually do a picture. In a little, when you go on break, I'll do a quick picture and put it on Twitter. But I actually move around a lot. College student, so I've been jumping around between homes and going between my own home and where I go to school. So I actually just have a laptop and I have a monitor, and I just HDMI to the monitor, and then I have a USB mic and an Ethernet cable, and it's not too shabby setup, but it's definitely not as high tech as some other people's. And then Dinesh says, that's terminal, I see, and you're working on JSON. Yeah, so right now I'm working on a terminal. It's an embedded terminal within VS Code. I can actually make it a little bit larger for you guys so you can see a little bit better. But right now I'm just working through like declaring a function that returns a class, because we're going to use that in the challenge above. But I'm just writing it in a node instance at the moment. So we're going to return class y, and y is going to have a constructor that is going to take in the character z, and it's going to say this.foo equals z, and then we're going to say like that should be good enough, and we can close off the class declaration and then the function declaration. And now if we're going to say let bar equal x, crap. Well, what if I did new? Is this gonna work? Let's see. Fuzz. Class constructor y cannot be invoked without new. So what if I did let yy equal, and then let, or so let's just do bar equals new yy fuzz. Oh, okay. Okay. What does new yy do? Okay, cool. It does do that. Yeah, 2 monitors helps a lot. I've gotten pretty good at writing with one when I have to. Because like I said, I find myself traveling a lot and working in a coffee shop or a plane or a train or a bus. But definitely there's perks to having a nice home setup with a double monitor or even triple monitor. Those are fun. Okay. We're almost there. Okay, so let's say we're going to call this function make class, and then within it declare that we have uStrict, and then we're going to grab this line, paste that in there, snag you, and then what do we do? Return vegetable. Okay. And then we're going to call const. See, this is a fun one. We just go vegetable out here, and this is going to equal make class. So 4 monitor setup, now I'm down to 3. Anything less than that feels weird now. And then Dinesh, when you are coding while speaking, it seems like you're having a conversation. That's just so amazing. Yeah, I guess it does. And then Jesse said, definitely I used to have. Okay, yeah. Was it for fun once? I had like a desktop, and I like tried to see how many monitors I could plug in, and I somehow got like 6 monitors all working, and it was just like I had them all spread around the room. Like there was no way to actually get that set up nicely, and it's just like it was like really silly, but it was hilarious to be able to be like, yeah, 6 monitor setup. I'm having a discussion with my code and myself. Yeah, it is. That's kind of how it goes here. A lot of coding is talking to yourself. So this should be a valid thing. we say, I don't want to mislead them. This is very ambiguous. So let's just show that. And then they should put the class declaration in there. Okay. So let's one more time. Let's test this out down here. So we're gonna have a function. We're just gonna call this, or actually let me clear out node so I get all the variables back. Let's go ahead and write function foo is going to take in no arguments, but is going to return a class X that is going to have a very basic constructor, which is going to take Y and return, no, this dot Z equals Y. Close the constructor, close the class, close the function. And then we should be able to say, go ahead and write const X equals foo. And then we should be able to say const bar equals new X. And we're just gonna give it a buzz. Keep running missing. And then we should be able to go bar.z. Yes. All right. Awesome. That works. So type of vegetables function, and vegetable should have a constructor. That's still valid. And get user input, assert, get user input matches class. So we want to use the class keyword. And then assert that constant A equals new vegetable apple. Yeah, that's that was a silly one I wrote in. It should just read vegetable can be instantiated. Great. Tool. What's your question, Chris? This one. All right. Yeah, I love this one. So this is my favorite challenge, I think, in the whole section. Use getters and setters to control access to an object, because it actually is a little challenging. You have to create a thermostat class that has a constructor, a getter, and a setter, and you have to implement the Celsius and Fahrenheit functions. And it's very it emulates a sort of state management that is much higher level with classes and kind of more just high level object oriented stuff, but it's really cool. I hope it's not too difficult when people give it a shot. Let's see. Dinesh, we just made a function JavaScript that asks your name and tells you what your favorite dish is. How's it does is it completely random, Dinesh, or does it process the characters in the name and make something off of that? Okay. So we're back on here. How are we going to adjust this one? I could totally just use the same thing, shouldn't I? Just the function make class and then have it return that out. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and delete that line. We don't want to be misled. Okay, return thermostat. Okay. And then we're going to say const thermostat equals make class. I love this. So what we're doing here is really nice though, because we get to use the function, we get to use strict, which is a really good keyword because it makes sure things aren't overwritten and it throws type errors instead of just crashing the whole program. And we still get a standard constructor, and it's not very obfuscated. This is actually a very nice syntax. I wonder if this could be implemented in other applications to make things a little bit easier. Yeah, you got to tell me your dish first. My favorite food has to be cheesesteak, or as the Bostonians like to call it, steak and cheese. Alright, and now we're on to the import and require challenges. So I'm actually going to leave these because they're still not working at all, and I don't want to try to mess with them. So we're basically done here with all this. So let's go ahead and run a quick, let's push our code, and we're going to run npm run commit, and then we're going to do fix, and we're going to say challenges, and we're going to say, what did we do? Refactor ES6 challenges. What are why refactored ES6 challenges up to 23, I believe. Up to 22 because we didn't do 23, and to use function scope, use strict. I want to great, breaking changes none. Let it run its thing, and then we're going to go ahead and git push origin fix ES6 challenges. Okay, let's go check over here. Oh, Quincy started queuing. Let's see. Still getting error confusing messages. Alright, so Quincy's having some issues with his, obviously there's a little bit of work to do. So let's go ahead and start queuing these ourselves. I wonder what is going on here though. Let's go check. That's one of the first ones. Okay, yes. This should. Alright, let's go see what's up. Obviously some things are not working, so we're going to debug and make it all work. Alright, let's add another one here. We're going to run node seed after the database is going running. Cool. And now we're going to run gulp. Awesome. Okay. Let's go over here. We're going to run localhost 3000. And that should kick us into freeCodeCamp. And we're going to start at number 1. Saved work. Alright, why is this? Oh, let's reset. Here we go. So we should be able just to go over here and run let and let. And that should do it. Alright, something went wrong. Let's check what it is. What? Unexpected token. What's wrong? It's a function. Calling it. Let's see real quick. Yeah, okay. Maybe it has to do with it being an arrow function. Let's fix that. But this should be a valid way to call the function. Maybe we can just do this. That's not, I don't like that syntax. Let's just update this. Let's just say, you know, cat function. Cat talk. Here we go. Cat talk. And then below this, we should just run the method cat talk. Okay. Let's go ahead and bash. Let's run node seed. Okay, we're going to also go back here and update Quincy. It sounds rainy. Is it going to rain on out there? It might. You guys might be hearing my fan on my computer. I wish my microphone wouldn't pick it up, but I don't really know how else to make it not. I can try to place it in front of the fan, and that might help, but there's really not a whole lot I can do about there. But it actually might rain outside too. Okay, working on them these live right now. The error you ran into has something to do with the function declaration. This self-calling function declaration, I'm updating them to look nicer now and still use use strict. It's important that when you're working on open source code that you keep the information on the GitHub. Otherwise, you know, what I might be doing, like Quincy might still be working through these, and if he doesn't receive an update like this, he might be spending hours scratching his head. So by telling him that we're working through it and that this is like what's up, he's like, all right, cool. So he knows what's going on. He knows how to fix it. Someone asked, can I watch the full live stream afterwards when it's finished? Yes, you can. My live streams always get re-uploaded. It'll take a little bit to process because they'll be quite long, but they will definitely be there for you to watch. Cool. Let's go back over here. So we've done node seed. Let's gulp, or let's just reset. Okay, it's done. And then let's do a nice refresh here. Let's reset the code. Yep, clear it. And then if I unlock and run, it should work. Good. Because now we got to go here. But var does not exist in the code. That's confusing. Oh. That's silly. There we go. I should probably not write code at 3 a.m. because errors like that happens. Cool. Refresh that. And unlock the code, and it should run and pass. Good stuff. All right. Reset, please. You know what, actually? I'm going to go ahead and... How can I do this? How do I reset local storage? Oh. It's in these, isn't it? Local storage. Am I able to delete everything? Is that a thing I can do? Oh, great. Can I just delete all? Awesome. All right, cool. Give it a nice refresh. Yeah, so this browser, guys, the reason I'm able to do that and not care is because this browser is a dev browser the Firefox dev browser, developer edition. So, like, I don't use it for anything professional. I just use it to write code and test code. So this is a backed stuff, right? I need you to back. No, actually, this is all. This is very front end. A lot of the syntax you use in ES6 will be used in React and Redux and a lot of the front end libraries you see in today's world. All of this code that you're seeing right now do that. All right, cool. I love not seeing any errors over here because of the nice use strict. So let's see. Variable does not exist in the code, so we should just do variable let I and then block scoped. Let's run the tests. Okay, same deal probably. I think the variable message is messed up here. Yeah, because I copied and pasted it. Okay, that fixes that. Let's be verbose and check. Awesome. My computer's doing a lot better today in terms of performance. It's good to see. Let's run this. Love it. All right. I guess. All right, there seems like there's some spacing issues. Let's clean that up. And I know that's not going to work. Let's go ahead and run it anyways, just to see. Loop protect is not defined. Uh-oh. I wonder what that is. No, I asked for loop protect not defined. This looks like it's a freeCodeCamp error. Let's see. You're in the example positive. Okay, well, I'm not trying. I don't want to divide. So this is a Firefox issue. Let's see. So it still gets transpiled down to ES5 because of use of VAR for older browsers compatibility, right? Yes. All right. Great question. Let me talk about that just for a second here. So this whole section is ES6, and everything that is written, everything that we write for the for freeCodeCamp is ES6 because it's the standard. It's awesome. Has some really cool things. But you're right, it doesn't run everywhere. ES6 is not currently supported on all browsers. The way we do that is by transpiling it using Babel or something else, but I'm pretty sure we're using Babel. And when we do this code, you write your code here, and then Webpack actually will take the code chunk from here, put it into an object, and then before it transpiles it using Babel, it actually stores it in a variable called getUserInput, which is why we're using it right here. get user input, we're passing out that's a variable, and then we pass it through, and we can do stuff with it. We can test it. We can run regular expressions against it. We can run the code inside of it, all normal in ES6, because whenever code is executed in this environment, it's transpiled with Babel first, and then the output is sent. So when you have words like let and constant and const, they will automatically get changed to var appropriately through the use of something awesome like Babel. Right, so I'm having an issue with loop protect, which sounds like it's a Firefox error. Is not defined problem on beta. Yes. They're experiencing it in Chrome as well. Let's see. Where did he add this? Rechallenge builders. That should fix this. I'm going to assign myself to this, and I'm going to review his code in a little bit. And we're actually going to do live GitHub stuff. Okay, we're going down the rabbit hole. I'd like to... What is he doing? This looks good to me. I'm just going to say... Actually, we'll do it over here. We'll say review changes. We'll say looks good to me. Going to run locally and test with one of my ES6 challenges. Next, and approve if it solves the loop protect issue. Okay. We will hold off on this for now, but we're going to make a note of it. So what challenge is this? Declare a read-only variable with the const keyword. Where is that? Where can I write that? I'm just going to go ahead and just link everything together. To do test with... All right, cool. Sorry, did not want to get rid of that. Cool. Okay, back to this. Let's skip to the next problem. Which one did we just use? All right, mutate an array, declare with const. Let's go. Okay. How does this one go if we do... Something went wrong. Please try again. Yeah, okay. Same deal here. This kind of function declaration just is not working. Function edit in place. That should fix this. Let's go ahead and run node seed. Cool. Refresh. Reset. Clear the code. What's wrong? Ah. Missing a semicolon. Okay. Two, 5, 7. Run it and pass. Great. Okay, got the same deal here. Let's go fix the function declaration. I'm going to call this function freeze obj. Cool. Great, it's reset. All we should have to do is write object.freeze math constants. Uh-oh. Oh. I see. So, can I go try? Is this valid? And then when it doesn't work, catch exception, and then math constants is not defined. I see. Let's see what it says. So I'm actually going to grab this. Okay, we're getting there. Awesome. And now I see. So that's an issue. Let's return and then let's go ahead in here and write return math constants dot pi. Okay, and then we should be able to go ahead and say const pi equals that. I know it's a little non-optimal, but all right, let's see. How did you get to be the person that writes the challenges for freeCodeCamp? I've been contributing for freeCodeCamp for a few months now, and Quincy reached out and said we need to get this ready to go by Christmas. And I know you know ES6, and I know you know how to write challenges, so write all the ES6 challenges. And I was like, yes, let's do it. So now we're doing it. No, let's keep that there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and write assert pi equals 3.14. Message. Say I want to actually have this. We want to write code pi equals 3.14. Reset, gulp, and let's get right back into it. Okay, refresh, reset, yes please. I'm missing a semicolon, okay. Checks.freeze. Okay, I'll fix all that. Okay. Go there. Let's get rid of this real quick. Something's going wrong. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's just try this. How did you contribute to freeCodeCamp in the first place? I don't know what my first freeCodeCamp thing was, but I know I got into just the general curriculum, probably doing some styling or some basic challenge review, and then I did a lot of contributing for some other projects like React and Node.js, as well as did my own GitHub stuff, learned more GitHub skills, kept up with the freeCodeCamp repository, started taking on some more challenges, even began work on a Python curriculum for a bit, but that has fallen through at the moment. And then from there, I transitioned into the guides platform pretty heavily, doing a lot of review for that, as well as doing some legwork on fixing some things, and some of the back end code for that setup. And then from there, I got invited to work on the freeCodeCamp project to do the challenges. Sebastian says typo ? Let's see. Yes, you're right. That probably is it. Let's see. Math constants. There we go. Should be constants. See, I would have taken forever to figure that one out. That's the issue with writing in JSON, is that you don't get to know if your variable is like correctly named or not. I'm just going to snag this line and reset the code so I can make sure I see it from a good slate. Nice, no errors. Paste that in, unlock, and run. I still spelled it wrong. Where? Oh, in my object line. Finally. Alright, let's go fix up this one. Yeah, I don't even know what I was doing here. This is an easy one. We don't even need these. We're going to change the whole, like basically are going to be able to change the whole function here. Yep. Yeah, Sebastian, the chat is about 30 seconds behind me, so sometimes I will you'll see something, but you'll see 30 seconds later I'll already have seen it. But thank you though for pointing it out. Is this good enough? Is that all we need to do? Yeah, because all they're doing here is changing it to the other thing. Excuse me. Martin, is that what? So it's not the only. It's not like contributing to open source does not guarantee a job, nor is it a requirement, but it definitely helps. I actually, hopefully, a blog post should be getting published soon on the freeCodeCamp publication on Medium that talks about that was me sharing my experience and how contributing to open source has gotten me into my current internship position, and it definitely does help, but it is not necessary, and you can achieve internships or full-time positions without open source contributing. But yeah, as Jesse's pointing out, it is definitely a very big help. Right, we're getting through these. Thank you. Ah, come on. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted, but whatever at this point. Take that away. Good. And we're just basically going to lead up to here. Get rid of this line. Yeah, Sebastian's right. I talked last time about how applying your code is a lot better than just learning it, because anyone can sit down and watch a YouTube video over and over and over again, but it's until you apply that code where it really will stick. And then if you can produce something, even if it's as simple as a static website, but it's written with React or written with Vue, and then you use Gatsby to bundle it all up, and then you deploy it on Heroku, those steps are monumental to a bigger project. And if you can just show someone or an employer that, like, hey, I've done this before on a much smaller scale, but I've done it. I'm familiar with it. They'll be like, that's awesome. We'll take you. We'll teach you how to do it on a larger scale, and then you'll be, you know, the next best thing on this team. So yeah, don't ever think that you need to like make your own Facebook for it to count. Like every tiny small project makes a big impact. Just make sure you're able to talk about it and talk about the tools you used and things you learned, things you didn't learn, all that kind of fun stuff, or things you failed and then learned from. All right. Function declaration. With use strict. This should be good. All right, let's run this. Good. And then cool. But I think I want to change this to var. There we go. Is it getting an interview or is it passing the interview, Martin? Because getting interviews, there's that's just resume and side projects. You need to be able to show them that you've done some cool stuff through a piece of paper, and you know, there's a lot of tips. There's a lot of tips you can get on that. The next step is acing the interview. That is a serious. It's a challenge. You know, it's not like I'm not gonna lie. It's a challenge. But there's so many things you can do, and I bet you're doing them, but you just got to keep it up and keep trying, you know, working on side projects and then being able to talk about them quickly, doing like coding challenges, knowing your algorithms, knowing your data structures, and maybe consider starting out, like, depending on how much you're shooting for, like, if you shoot directly to Facebook or Microsoft or Amazon or any of the big companies, it's going to get difficult very quickly. And those interview sessions are going to be very competitive. If you can go with some, you know, more smaller teams or maybe something that's a little bit less esteemed at first, work through there and then apply later down the road, that might go a lot better for you, because it's definitely going to be easier to get a job at a different tech company than it would be to go and work for like Amazon or Facebook, where they have some pretty intensive interview processes. What did I change here? Oh, I had to change all this. All right, we're getting through it. So I'm going to go ahead and write a function called square list. Getting an interview. Resume. It's worth it to take a class, like, you know, see if there's any programs in your local area. Universities do a lot of career prep. Yeah, the interview processes at these big companies can be a little ridiculous. They can be quite difficult. but they are changing. When I interviewed with Microsoft, I didn't have to do a single coding challenge. So there is times when you can, when those larger companies are changing their ways, but it's a way to show the coding challenges I've seen are it's a way to demonstrate a little bit of aptitude. Yeah, preparation is ridiculous. I was spending a lot of time doing that. It's definitely tricky, and it's definitely not the way it really should be, but sadly it is, and you kind of have to play the game, and then eventually you won't have to any longer. You know, suck it up and get that first job through the interview, through that horrible interview process, and then you should be good. That's a shame. Reach out to other ones, though. Other universities sometimes have public programs too. You know, a lot of universities aren't just like for their students. I know mine has, you know, they could reach out and they would provide their resources if someone asked. Also, just general career help. I know there's a lot of websites online that have resources. All right, let's go from here. So functions, square list passes the array, and we just want to so we're going to want to say const squared integers. Snag this chunk, delete all that, and paste that in there. Udemy also has some good courses, and they tend to be a little bit cheaper than Udacity, unless sometimes you can find the free Udacity programs. There's also plenty of websites too. Let's see where we're going. You just want to be able to return this. And then we should be able to say, go ahead and write const no, this won't work. I do like, or actually, sorry, let's do I want to say const squared, oh sorry, square list. I want to write real number array. But we first want to write squared integers equals. I think the reason why people encourage people to go into development is because it's a growing industry. It has a projected job growth that far exceeds other job paths. I know everyone is really encouraging until you're actually looking to get a job. Yeah, that is a challenge, and it's kind of because it's hard. Then it's back to only wanting the top percent. Well, I mean, from a professional standpoint, you don't really want to hire people that aren't going to like do the job well. But that said, there's a lot of companies that still hire and then they want to teach you on the job. So there's a balance there. Anyone can be a developer. It takes a lot of work to get to that like developer standpoint, because you know you aren't how do I say this? You aren't like a full developer until you're writing code that is being used by the world. Up until that point, you're just learning. You know, I'm still learning. I haven't written anything that is people are directly interacting with up until with my open source work. So there is a balance between the like learning and, you know, going for the job and then while being in a job. All right, where are we going with here? Okay, this should be good to go. Let's test this. Let's refresh. Okay. If I remember this correctly, we just do dot reduce, and then it's accumulator value, and then the return, which is number dot is integer value, then a dot concat v times v, or return a, and make sure you pass in that guy. Uh-oh. How is it any different whether it is deployed publicly for a company or not, though? In what sense? Like the code that I've written for open source and how that differ? Okay, I think I know what you're getting at. The difference is if you were just publishing code on open source, that is not. It's awesome because they can see it. But then it's another thing if you're contributing to currently active projects, because little bits of my code currently run in Node.js and React.js, and having my name in those repositories means something. It shows that, you know, my code is being used by people, and that tiny factor, I think, is what employers really enjoy seeing. So if you can do that basically, and get, you know, work even freeCodeCamp. That's one of the, I love working on freeCodeCamp because it's a lot easier to get into, and it's a lot easier to teach people how to use it, and it means all the same. You know, you're writing code that thousands of people are going to be using. So if you can benefit and work on freeCodeCamp, that would do a lot of good things. Okay, let's see if we run this. Should we pass everything? Yay! But I want to update the thing over here. Const equals. Cool. All right. See what it is. Non-simple parameter in strict mode. What? Does it not let you do? Let's see this. All right, so I don't like that syntax though. Should I add to tutorial to? Martin, to answer your first thing, keep doing full stack projects and publish them on GitHub. Those are great things to have on there. And answer your second question, yes. How? Looking around, just constantly starring different repositories that I use, and well, I know you might not be interested in a specific repo, but if there's a thing that you use, like React, for example, I love using React, so I star it, and then I look through its issues every now and then, and if I see something that's labeled as beginner friendly, I grab it. Otherwise, with freeCodeCamp, I knew specifically the goal with contributing to freeCodeCamp because it was easy to get into, and now I'm making a big difference writing some really awesome code. I mean, Martin, if that's what your intentions are, you know, just doing it to get better and looking to get a job, then just do it. If that's, you know, if that's what your reasoning behind open source is, then go for it. You know, if you're gonna write good code and make projects better, then it doesn't matter what your reasons are. I would totally recommend you go for it. And maybe start with freeCodeCamp. There's plenty of challenges. There's plenty of issues open on the freeCodeCamp project, and they have a really active contributor channel, Gitter channel, that they can help you if you run into any snags while setting up or running through the code. All right, let's implement this though. How does that look? So it's going to be var increment equals, let's see, function uh-oh. I believe so, Martin. That should work. Hello. How you doing today, Himanshu? Okay, let's see if this works. That's okay, Martin. Everyone's got to start somewhere. freeCodeCamp is a really good one to get started with. Both the beta project as well as guides have some really nice open issues. Awesome. Sweet. Next challenge has arrived. Oh, how many have we done so far? Use the REST operator with function parameters. I don't know which number that is. Use the REST operator. Oh wow, we've done a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, cool. I'm actually going to do this one and then take a quick break, just 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll get right back into going through the next few. Cool. This one looks pretty done so far. Let's see. It wants me to destructure, so I think this is going to give another issue, but we'll try it anyways. Yep. Is this it? Uh-oh. Same deal. Alright, we gotta wrap it. I wanted to ask, why too much JavaScript framework? Can you clarify, please? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. Why too much JavaScript framework? Is there a specific one you're asking about, like React? Oh, why? Oh, it's a great question. As Martin has clarified, why are there so many? It's a good question. I think there's definitely a point of, certain companies built their own and then open sourced it and said, this is what we use. You guys should as well. I know, Angular started, and then Google now acquires it. Now Google uses Angular all the time, and then React was released by Facebook, and everyone's using it. And then, people realized that Angular and React were quite large, so they created their own, view. But there was also some before those, like Backbone and Ember, that all have their pros and cons, but I don't know much about them to go into detail. But basically, people build different frameworks for different reasons, and then they release them because it's what they use at their company or whatever, and then the community, if the community enjoys using it, then they keep pushing it. Yep, Martin's about right. Just, people make it to suit their own needs. React was developed for Facebook, and then then they realized how awesome of a framework it was and just decided to release it. And now they support it for everyone, and it's turned into an incredible, incredible framework. Angular has moved into more of an enterprise direction. So you'll see, because it's now in full support of TypeScript, which React is not, but Angular is, and a lot of larger companies, especially enterprise level companies like Google and Microsoft, really love using TypeScript. So Angular's direction now is more enterprise, while React is more developer. Yeah, plenty of differences. Let's see. Yeah, gotta return this. Now I can't remember. I think you just have to do arguments. Cool. Okay, guys, so I just finished this one. Let's give me a few minute break, and then just going to be 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll be back to do the next few. Actually, before I leave, let's commit to GitHub. Always a great thing to do. Oh, there's actually a refactor. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Let's test challenges QA ES6 challenges. Yeah, Martin, yes. One cool thing with JavaScript, this is imposed by TC39 guidelines, is once they make a decision about how something is going to work, it will not change. So for example, the spread operator, the 3 dots, that will forever destructure things like it does in ES6. And when ES7 and 8 and 9 and wherever JavaScript goes in the future, the 3 dots will always destructure. Just like objects can always be accessed by the array blocks and by dot notation. Those will not change, and that's a part of the way TC39 runs. And if you don't know, TC39 is the people that make decisions about ES6 in the direction of the language and the standards. Give descriptions what change, why, what optional. Refactored ES6 challenges, getting tested and QA'd. Nothing. Cool. I'll get push origin fix ES6 challenges. Awesome. All right. Where can you get the code? Which I'm doing right now. Yeah, I can show you guys the stuff. If you'd like. I don't know if this will let me post a link, but here we go. So that was the link to the GitHub challenge. This is the pull request number 16262, and that's where all my code is currently sitting. And then there's the and then there's the where we are addressing issue number 16254. Okay. Be right back, guys. Be right back. Whoa. Hello. All right, let's see. One question I always. If I'm learning one framework and doing project with the same framework. Project with new framework. I need you to, so I'm able to learn and code in required framework. Yeah. I've said it before, but applying something that you're learning is the best way to instantly master all of it. Oh yeah, for sure. You don't ever need to fully master a framework. There's, trust me, there's many aspects of React that I still no clue and probably will never use, or maybe not till a very small niche case in the future. But that doesn't mean that I'm not confident with my React skills. Just applying it, keep building projects even when you're learning. It's the best way to do it. So definitely keep it up. All right, let's get back into it. Let's see what we got here. If we have any comments. Okay, we got to make sure we go back and test that one. Good. So the commit came through. Everything is building correctly still. Good to see. Let's see. Don't, man, get it, have fun, I've never used, I think you meant to write Couch. I've never used CouchDB before, unless there's something called PouchDB, but I know there is one called Couch. Electron's a lot of fun, and, yeah, there's too much to know everything, so just use what you can, keep building, have fun with it. No one's expecting you to just become a master of one framework. That's a little crazy. All right. What are we doing with this one? Spread operator. I think all we have to do here is go change this to function, and I think we add it out here. That should fix it. Let's run node. I'll do it. Oh well, screw it. Let's do it in here. CouchDB works in the browser and can sync with CouchDB. Oh, cool. Yeah, I just know about them. I've never actually touched them. I'm a big fan of Mongo and Firebase for a while, and now the new Firestore. But plenty of good reasons to use other things. Don't break on me. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's not how you write function. Cool. Oh, cool. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm currently thinking about a offline capable app. The app can still store and read data from Pouch, and when there is a network connection, it can sync with Couch. Oh, cool. So I was gonna do something similar, but I was just gonna local storage it all. and then just using React's thing whenever the app like loads up, it would check the local storage and be like, yo, is there something in there? If there is, it would like commit it to the database. But alright, cool. Pouch and couch, that sounds fun. Do you guys know if it's a NoSQL or SQL based database, or does it not matter? It's more of like a wrapper. Airbnb is popular, Martin. Yeah, go with the Airbnb. The standard ESLint options are very standard, and they actually get changed quite often. But no one's going to be judging you based on your syntax, really, as long as it's readable. I would also recommend looking into the Prettier project and using Prettier to style your code. I've found that is a lot easier than using like ESLint and doing it manually. Okay. Oh wow. Something's broken in here. Let's see what it is. Oh, right here. Oh, NoSQL. Awesome. Is it a key value or document based? Databases are my like favorite thing in the world. I hope to study them more in the future. Why is nothing working here? Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. I forget how to just run the code. I should know. Yeah, Prettier formatter for VS is a great one. Prettier is just a framework, but you can but it's been like ported to like different types of editors, so you could just auto-prettifies. Undefined. Why is that undefined? Oh, I failed. I didn't even do the test. Here we go. There we go. What did I change over here though? Document based with JSON. Awesome. Best book to learn data structures and algorithms in JavaScript. Oh, friend, let me tell you. This one right here. Introduction to Algorithms. I don't know who it's by, but here. Thomas H. Corman, Charles Learson, Ronald Rivest, Clifford Stein. Highly recommend that one. And then data structures. Oh, I don't want to read it. Here we go. 4th edition. Data structures with abstractions with Java. Frank M. Carano, Timothy M. Henry. Two phenomenal books. They are textbooks, college textbooks, but best thing ever. You know, they don't get any better than that. That algorithms textbook is like the best thing ever. The data structures one is, you know, it has its pros and cons, but yeah, I was just writing it down, so if you wanted to copy and paste, it'd be a little bit easier. Okay, we're on to the next one, guys. For case is not defined. Good, shouldn't be. Well, just because I just want it to pass. But that was an easy fix. Great. That needs to go get fixed. Real quick. Am I crazy or... Yeah, see, this is wrong. That should get... Let me edit that. Just in case someone ever comes by and asks. Better. Okay. And this is this one. So Berkeley approved them. Cool. We'll get to that one soon. So we just made a basic edit over here. Oh, come on. Great. And then what does it want me to do? It just wants me to do this. Put that there. Oh, that's an issue. So see this? Ooh. Can't do that here. Let's just return array. Crap. Okay. Gotta fix this one up. Let's rename this function. Remove first two. All right, have a good one, Jesse. Have a good night, Himanshu. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for coming. I hope it's not the last either, Himanshu. I do. Well, there's plenty of these on freeCodeCamp, so make sure to come by in the future. I'm glad. Awesome. Oh, hi Sammy. You're welcome for that. Okay, something went wrong. Use destructuring in that. Can't do that. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we gotta grab all this code right here. Apologies if you guys can hear the dogs barking. I think there's a boat coming by. Oh wait, actually, these need to go out there. No, this line gets to go up here instead. I'm so excited for these all to be ready for everyone to run through themselves. Alright, I'll start talking a little about what I was just doing. So, basically, I forgot a semicolon. ES6 and ES5. There's this awesome mode called strict mode, which basically keeps things from going wrong. It prevents the user from writing bad code, like rewriting over variables and stuff. Now, there's some rules with use strict. For example, you're technically not allowed to destructure variables or assign defaults within a function declaration of use strict, which is what happens when you put use strict within the function that you're going to do the destructuring in. So, by doing what I just did, hopefully, hold on a second. By doing what I just did, this will still implement use strict over this function, but will then still let us go ahead and do our destructuring in inline. So, plus, I personally think this code looks pretty baller. Awesome. All right, let me clean this up a little bit before we move on. So I want it to look like that. I want a space. Oh, please don't. I want to paste that in. Do we want a space above? No, we want it right up against it. Good. Remove this line. I want to place it right here. And then I'll put one more line in there. Cool. Alright, we are moving right on through. Right. know what's going on here. Let's get rid of this console log. And replace it with a white line. White space. White space. We should be golden. Actually, here we go. Actually, take this line and place that one above it. Ah, crap. Nope. Place that there. Okay. So just emulate that. We'll just delete this line. Oh, I know what this one does. So we have to do array dot map, and then we're going to pass the value to the template literal, which is allied class equals text warning, and then we're going to do put the V in right there. Oh, there's some syntax. The V right in there, and then close off this little thingamajig. And get that going there. And we should be golden. We have to go ahead and then do const result display array equals make list result dot failure. Awesome. Snag this and sneak it in right here. Yes, Martin. An entire lesson section is one JSON file. The dream would be for it to be way easier to edit, but at the moment, this is what we're doing. And it does have a little bit of a learning curve, but it ain't that bad once you get to know it. Okay. Do we remove? Yeah, I fixed everything else up. Nope. Every challenge is just one. Every section is just one big JSON file. The JSON is processed and stored in a Mongo database, and then we take that Mongo database, and then that's what we pump into the client through, like, when you want this page, it goes and reaches into MongoDB and is like, I want this, and then builds this challenge. What's the meaning of life? Yes, Martin. In here we actually, it's like when we want to build these code blocks, every new line is considered a entry into the list, and then you can also input like HTML, like block quote, code, HR, BR to break on the line. When it comes to the challenge seed, this code is what's rendered into here. So the way you write that is you write your JavaScript code, but you have to put in all your, white space matters, so it actually holds its white space. So, like, you know, I have my indents here, and that is emulated on the screen when it's rendered. So you got to be very deliberate with what you write, otherwise it would be issues. And this is why we're refactoring and queuing and using Q&A to make sure everything's good. Yes, Timo, the custom editor for challenges. I wish that existed, and I hope that someone in the future builds one. But for now, this is the old-fashioned way. And hello, nice seeing you. Very tired. My favorite challenge. Alright. You guys get to see all the solutions. So this is past Fahrenheit to start. And then you have get temperature. Yeah, right? You do that right? Yeah. This is going to return. This is returning Celsius, so you want 5.0. So I actually do not listen to lo-fi. I do enjoy it though, but I'm actually listening to a alternative playlist at the moment. I believe it's called Good Vibes or something like, or no, called Good Future Club. They're like a company, and they have a playlist of a bunch of alternative music. So I listen to that when I code. I enjoy the rhythm and the beat to it. Is this JavaScript you writing? Yes, it is. JavaScript, this is ES6 Challenges for the upcoming beta curriculum. We are writing the challenges as well as QAing them. Yes, JavaScript is very flexible. It's a very loosely typed language compared to Java. But Java has a special place in my heart because it enforced some really good coding practices for me that I get to emulate with JavaScript, and it helps a lot. Plus, algorithm and data structure design using Java was awesome because I got to take full advantage of all the object-oriented features like inheritance, encapsulation, and typesetting, and all that wonderful stuff. Iterators and private and public variables. Made the most use out of it, and built some really awesome data structures that had some really good use cases and were really efficient. So, and that would have been slightly harder with JavaScript because you have to be very cognizant of, what you're declaring and how you're using everything that you declare. All right, how we set temperature. Set temperature receives Celsius. So we want to say I saw a typo. Where is this one? Thermostat. JavaScript does have classes. It is an ES6 feature. I believe it was also an ES5, but definitely less adapted. But nope, it has classes. It kind of fakes it though. You know, if you're actually real quick. So we're done. We just finished up. The rest of these are imports and requires, and this section is still broken, so I'm not going to try to QA them at the moment. Which means let's shut down Gulp and shut down MongoDB, and let's quickly commit, and then I'm going to show you, you know, go into a little bit about ES6 classes. So we'll add this, and then npm run commit. What did we call this? We called this a fix? No, we called this let's just fix it. Challenges refactor. Oh no, we QA remaining ES6 challenges. Yeah, we don't need any of that. All right, that's good to go. Git push origin fix ES6 challenges. So while we wait for everything to run on the background, let me go into a little bit of detail about classes for you, Nino. So right now I'm running an instance of, oh, come on. All right, never mind then. Can this work? Sorry, hold on a second. What's the command? There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, cool. We're cleared the console. So we're looking at a node console right now. So we're going to be able to write JavaScript code. You know that if we write type of function, you know, we'll get function. You write type of, you know, object, you get object. Now, if you write type of class, or so let's define a class. So we're going to say class C or just class C. Doesn't really have anything in it. So we write type of C. It's called a function. So you notice type of C is a function, and that's the same as a traditional function. But then what if we wrote type of new C? Oh, well, that's not what I want to write. Type of new C. It gives us an object. So what this means is that classes in JavaScript by default return an object. But if you notice, we wrote type of function. Here, let's do a self-calling function. So when a default function in JavaScript returns undefined, because you don't declare a return statement. With classes, it automatically returns an object. And this is built upon, because if you go ahead and you write class C2, and then you add a constructor that takes a variable foo and a variable bar, and then assigns them appropriately, you know, this dot x equals foo, and this dot y equals bar, and then you close everything off, you can then go ahead and do things like const, you know, instance equals new C2, you know, ABC DEF, and then if you class is a constructor, class has constructors. It default. It has a, you know, its default statement is constructor, because when you go ahead and you use the new keyword on a class, it will automatically return. It'll automatically call the constructor. So what this means is that instance now has an x value, an instance now has a y value. And this, you can take this further and you can define functions and state, and you know, if you go into React, that's where a lot of this awesome stuff comes in. And as you can see, you can actually go ahead and say type of C2, it's a function. Type of C2.constructor is also a function. Type of new C2 is an object, and type of I believe if you do, this might not work. So see, if you try to call constructor directly, it doesn't exactly work. But yeah, that's a brief intro into classes. Okay, so let's go over here. So we refactored everything. This should refresh, shouldn't it? There we go. And now we have one more thing to do today. Let's go ahead and check out these edits. Wait, I forget how to do this. Yes, Martin. So when you call type of and it returns function, it tells you that by default the class is returning, like it's saying like, here's my constructor, you know, let me do something. I forget how to check out. When you add two empty arrays together, you get an empty string. Why? Beats me. It's a JavaScript thing. We can actually explore that. You add two empty arrays, you get a string. So if you think about it, type of that is an object. So if you were to add two objects together, what do you get? Oh, something ugly. Well, I think by default, like an array returns, would probably return like its values. So if you had like, you know, like an array with something in it, it wants to return itself and show you it. So if these are empty lists considered like null entries or null value or empty, then when it adds together, it might just be returning like its contents. Yeah, it's all coercion. Yes, Timo, I want to pull down that PR locally. I was just about to look it up, but if you know how to do it and you want to share, that would be incredible. Can class have multiple constructors? Like overloading? I don't know if JavaScript does overloading. Let's find out. Class may only have one constructor in JavaScript. See. Okay. Yeah, I found it, Timo. It's actually right here. So I'm gonna check out B. Actually, let me just copy this and run that from here. Okay, good. And then we should be able to then run npm install, get our stuff. This is a fun one, guys. Check this out. This is the type coercion table. So, you know, true is the true, false, you know, is false. True is 1, true is also the string 1, true is also the array containing 1. You know, null equals null, undefined equals undefined, but they also equal each other. Infinity only equals infinity, as well as negative infinity only equals negative infinity. But like empty string is false. It's also 0. It's also an empty string. It's also an empty array. And it's also a doubly nested empty array. Okay, installed that. And then we should be able to run mongode. Cool. Where is this? Where's this one at? Yeah. Alright, gulp. Alright. And which challenge do I want to test this with? Declare read-only variable. What did I do wrong? Hold on a second. I meant to put sentence in here. What? This is completely wrong. Hold on a sec, guys. Can you post a link to that table? Yeah, let me grab it for you guys. It doesn't exactly like doing links in here, so I'm actually going to split it up, and then I'm just going to let y'all connect it all back together. Yeah, we get links turned off automatically because otherwise people could post bad things, but as the I think I can. So just put that link back together and y'all should be able to get to it. Oh. This has the old code. Never mind. I don't think I'll be able to. Let me see if I can do some magic. Or actual. Crap, this one. And I should be able to do. What's wrong? This ain't going well. Alright, this ain't going to work because I'm going to have to Well, let me see if I can. You know what we're going to do, guys. We are going to go rogue here, and we're going to do some real fun Git stuff. Alright, so what just popped up on screen is from the amazing Dan Abramov from React, and he taught me how to basically keep something up to date, but it also has some really fun things in it, like how to reset something back to its original state. Which is a very useful tool, useful thing to know how to do. So first of all, we're just going to reset hard to scissors need food to fix loop protect undefined error. That did not work. I think I forgot the nope. Can I just get reset? There we go. Yeah, so all these issues are alright. So we're just going to basically close. We're just going to get checkout, or sorry, get checkout fix ES6. Getting sloppy. Okay, cool. Used to be. I'm a little confused. This is not gonna let me. On disk in digital code. I think this is good. Okay. I misspelled fix. Where? Oh, before. Yeah, probably. Oh, I also had checkout spelled incorrectly. Can I get remove the branch? How do I just want to, you always got to look your stuff up when you're doing Git. You never want to just go for it because you could break things. Git remove branch. Delete a local branch. Cool. Okay. So let's get that branch name back up. I'll just do git checkout D, right? Nah, we got to write branch. Hello, how you doing today? We're just cleaning up here, having some fun with Git. Some other ones. Why don't we just clean up? I'll clean up a little bit of my Thank you very much. And oh, okay, I misspelled it in the reset. All right, it's whatever. I needed to cherry pick like 4 different commits, and that wasn't gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little cleanup, and then I'm going to go and squash my commits for the ES6 challenges into one, and then I'm gonna refork the thing that I just grabbed, and then I should be able to cherry pick that singular commit, and then merge all new. Do the whole thing, run the database, all that, and then I should be able to test my new challenges with that loopback fix. So I just need to trying to do some cleanup, and I should be able to now, because I believe the feature one we merged last night. Awesome. Okay, so now if I run git branch, good. That's all I want to see. Okay, so now give me a moment. We're going to open a new Mozilla window. You guys don't need to see that. Perfect, because over here. And now we're going to run some other fun ones. So first of all, we're going to git log the commits for my last, the last 4 commits that I have. That did not work. What did I miss? Unknown revision or path not in the working tree. Should I be able to do that? No, that's not what I wanted to do. God. Nope, still not. All right. Well, I just wrote git log. There we go. Look at the last few. So we have QA remaining challenges, QA ES6 challenges, refactor ES6 challenges, and then add function scope of use strict. Those are the 4. Yep. Cool. So now we want to git rebase I head, and we want to do the sub. We want to grab the last 4. So this grabs the previous 3 plus the parent. Does it? Nah, it did not. Okay. So then I just quickly have to run, just escape out, just quit without saving. Do the 4. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and just call squash on all of these. Wait, we got to pick first. So this the first one we pick, and then we squash the rest into the first one. And what this does is takes all the changes that I made up till now and pushes it all into one commit. Dot instead of dot. That probably is it, Timo. What is all of that? Okay, so This is GitHub. This is like how I make changes to, this is how we track all the changes. And what you're looking at is the logs of all the work that we've done so far. So for the past 12 hours, I have created 4 different commits on the code that on these ES6 challenges. And those are 4 separate things. Like they're called like diffs, like DIFF, differences. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking all 3 and compressing them into one. And then that one difference can be merged at once. And then I can also take that big difference, that one singular difference, and plop it onto another branch, which is what I plan to do in the next step, because we want to test someone else's code on our challenges to make sure that challenge works. The way you do all that is you have a squash commits, and that's what we're doing right now. So we just edited the commit history, and we've added the squash commands. And then once we've done that, we can then escape and then do write quit. Good. This is a combination of 4 commits. Good. We just want to scroll through it. The hash lines or comments, they don't get printed, be ignored. Great. Last command's done. I love it. Okay. Golden. So now we need to git push force the origin ES6 challenges. Great. And if everything went correctly, this should have reset the history here. And it did not. Missed one step. I don't know what it was. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. So, you'll see all of my code has just been compressed into a singular commit. So all 178 plus all the 123 differences is one singular commit. And if you go and click on the commit, you'll notice that it actually has the previous 3 commits in here. This is what it looks like. So what is this all about? Basically, this is the kind of a higher level git function which maintains the state of a repository in an easier way. Let's pretend that this PR right here was to get merged into the project with 4 different commits in it, but something went wrong. Something broke and we broke the staging, the production level application because we merged from this pull request. We would have to go back and revert the 4 commits that we merged 4 times manually with each different commit code. And that's a process. It's annoying. Instead, before we merge this whole chunk of code into the main project, we squash everything into a singular commit. One code change, it's called. We tell the version control system here that everything we've done, we want to commit all at once instead of in little bits and pieces. So if, let's say, we now we merge this pull request with one singular commit and something went wrong on the staging side, all we would have to do is reverse this single commit. All the changes would be removed and we'd be okay. And we are maintaining the history here because there's a big aspect of the history of things that have been changed so people can know who changed what when. So by rebasing and doing all that squashing and stuff that I just did in the command line, we have this beautiful, this really easy to read, descriptive commit definition along with, all our code changes bundled into one. Okay, that was kind of a long explanation, and it comes with a reason because we're also about to do something cool. So I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to go ahead and run it. Great. And now I want to get cherry pick my singular commit. Yes, it does need to get approved. I will not be merging it until Quincy or Bouncy or Berkeley or anyone, Timo or anyone else reviews my code and tells me it's all good. Cool. So we just cherry picked. And you guys notice that we just changed everything in this file in one click with no merge conflicts. So happy. It's a good sign. Now what we have to do is run npm install. And then we should be able to run Mongode. Oh, someone was running. This one's been running the whole time. That's not good. Oops. Let's go ahead and just go back to 1. I mean, we're going to run Mongode. And then we're going to create a new tab and run node seed. And then we run gulp. Awesome. And then we get to go back over here, do a nice hard refresh on here. I might have to clear local storage. We'll see. It's working. It's working. Yes. And we unlock the code, run it, passes, no loopback errors. So now we can go back and we can say, let's go ahead and let's quit gulp and quit out of Mongo. Then let's go get checkout back to our fix ES6 challenges. And then I'm not touching that. That's not hold on just 1 second, guys. Git branch. I'd like to just modified package lock JSON. That's not a good sign. I'm just gonna get reset. Don't know why that's acting up. Oh, I have to rerun npm install. That's fine. Honestly, that doesn't really matter that much because we've already changed it online, and once it gets merged up there, we're good. So we're good over here. Get rid of this. This challenge is great and ready for QA. And then we can go back over here and we can say, let's code this out and let's say completed and successful. Update the comment, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say I'm going to go ahead and approve and we should be good to squash and merge because Berkeley approved it, I've approved it, Quincy approved it. Squash and merge. Awesome. Great work. Great work on this. Was able to run my new changes to ES6 curriculum and get the loopback error to go away, or loop protect. Cool. So this is so then we've done that, and now we can go over here. We should be refreshed. That should merge. That should say merged. And now this gets closed automatically, and we get committed together. Awesome. Awesome. Let's refresh this. So this is the issue that is going to get closed when this one gets closed. And if we refresh this, we should get a green light. So I'm going to quickly do this. I'm going to say, I'm going to change this to the check mark. QA'd locally on live stream. Update the comment. So this will close that issue. Quincy stuff got solved. I've done this. Completed and successful. And add function scope to use strict verifies. So now all that someone has to come through is come and check everything and then squash and merge when they're ready to go, and our changes get successfully done. With that, let me run git status again. This package.lock is still being weird. So I'll figure that out on my own time. But with that, guys, I think we're done for today. If you have any other questions, I'm down to hang around and answer some stuff. But yeah, that was a crazy amount of work, both coding and with Git. I'd be happy to go over what I've done again and talk more about it and share some of my resources. So let me know. I'll hang around for a few more minutes, and then after that I'll sign off and all that good stuff. All right, I don't see anything in the comments, so I'll take that as time to head out. So guys, thank you so much for coming today. I love doing these streams. Expect more from them in the future. Have a wonderful day. Happy coding. Please reach out if you need anything or assistance or help or guidance. Be happy to give it. With that, have a good one, guys.